Texas League Baseball in San Antonio is next. And we welcome you to the special edition of Missions Baseball. And now, here is the voice of the San Antonio Missions. Here is John Baker. Thank you, Bob. Good evening, everybody. We welcome you into this next game of our 6-game set between the visiting Amarillo Sod Poodles, the AA affiliation of the Arizona Diamondbacks, and your San Diego Padres, your San Antonio Missions. Well, tonight is Flying Chanclas night. Gotta say, the Missions in their Flying Chanclas gear, as we have Taco Bell Value Thursday here at the ballpark. And so far, pretty good on that. Series continues tomorrow evening at 7:05. Join us for the weekend as we have $2 Dr. Pepper night and Flying Chanclas once again in this homestand. Saturday night, we'll have post-game fireworks finally after a long time of a couple of weeks ago having one drone show. We are going back to fireworks. Sunday night, we'll wrap up the series, and so far that will be our last ever meetup against these two ball clubs for the year. And got to say, it has been a really great season seeing Amarillo and San Antonio go head-to-head, and pretty good after that. Missions will head to the Dallas metropolitan area, take on the Frisco Rough Riders in a 6-game set starting next week. Their final homestand of 2025 as we enter the month of September and getting ready for all that. Missions will close out the regular season in Springfield, Missouri, taking on the Springfield Cardinals in that 6-game set. And then we're getting ready for the Texas League playoff rounds. And then it'll be the best of 3 in the series of that, where the final 4 will compete in that Texas League playoff rounds. 2 teams will be eliminated, which that will be the second place positions, and also it will just leave out the remaining 2 teams that will compete in the championship series round. Evidently, with pretty much one team gets eliminated, the other team reigns victorious and crowned champions of the year. Well, this year is up for grabs. I gotta say, going to be a pretty good one. And so far, it is going to be one of the best years, hopefully, for San Antonio or anybody in the AA Texas League, which evidently Springfield has been on fire for the whole year, and they have been really wowing their fans. Tonight, the Springfield Cardinals up there at All-American Ballpark in North Little Rock, Arkansas. They take on the Arkansas Travelers for their third of their 6 games. And so far, Arkansas doing pretty good, not too shabby. But anyway, it is a pretty good one. Well, Midland and Wichita fixing to get things going. They're exchanging their lineup cards. And so far, a pretty good rubber matchup between 2 starting pitchers. And so far here in San Antonio, we do have a pretty good rubber matchup with our starting pitchers. What's that right there is pretty good. Well, Tulsa and Northwest Arkansas getting ready to go. Amarillo and San Antonio fixing to start. And so far, we're just about ready to go. Temperature-wise, 101 here in San Antonio with lots of clouds. We've seen a lot of thunderstorm activity. Might get thunder showers for the wee morning hours of Friday. And so far, pretty good on that. Well, I'm joined in the booth by my good friend Bob. Hello there, Bob. Well, we talked about the doubleheader from yesterday. That was pretty good. Series split. I got to say, absolutely right about that, Bob. San Antonio won a game. Amarillo won a game. Fans went home happy. Had fans watching from Waterbridge Field there in downtown Amarillo. And got to say, they were happy that Amarillo won the second game of the doubleheader. And evidently, it was a pretty good one. Yeah, I got to say, John, absolutely right. It was a great ball game, and so far the rain didn't stop us. I mean, yeah, we've may had a sprinkle here or two, but nothing to postpone us. Not like Tuesday evening when these two ball clubs could not play on the playing field. But evidently, we started yesterday, and we got things going back up. That doubleheader with 7 innings, and pretty good on that too. We're back to the basic 9 here tonight, and so far, gonna be a pretty good matinee and stuff. So, hope you guys are super excited for all that. Well, anyway, everybody fixing to go. We have our 4 leadoff teams already underway. Top of the first inning for Frisco. And so far, no score to the point. Top of the second inning for the visiting Springfield Cardinals there at All-American Ballpark in North Little Rock, Arkansas, which that is pretty good. So far, we're just about set to go. It is 6:56 on this evening, and Bob and I are coming at you live here tonight. And yes, the players are the San Antonio Missions and Amarillo Sod Poodles warming up and doing their stretches on the field as we get going here tonight. So yeah, a lot of clouds here at Wolf Stadium tonight. We're looking at it. A lot of big, numerous thunderhead clouds, which we do see. Evidently, not a lot of rain around the area, but there was a pretty good downpour not too long ago. But anyway, just a slight downpour, nothing to get the game canceled or anything like that. But anyway, our proud sponsors, West Creek Trail Ride, Henry's Puffy Tacos, Whataburger, Regal Cinema, and many more. And also the San Antonio Stock Show Rodeo. Get your tickets for next year as rodeo season begins the first week of February 2026. Also, don't forget San Antonio Mission tickets. Single game or vouchers are about ready to go on sale at the end of the regular season. Playoff tickets will go on sale on top of that. And so far, get your tickets at samissions.com or get it at valleylive.com for your favorite Texas League ball club, and so far pretty good on that. Well, anyway, here come out our umpires. Jeff Andrews behind the plate. David Ortiz Jr. will be at first base. Second base umpire is Manuel Ortega. And third base umpire is Tyler Owens. And thank y'all for coming in and getting things ready to go for our 4-man umpiring crew, which that will be pretty good. So far, the missions manager coming out to get something going. And yeah, the exchange of lineup cards there at home plate. Crowd still piling in on this Thursday night, Taco Bell Value Day. So far, always a good thing to come out and get something going. Yeah, for sure, John. Going to be a pretty good night here in Wolf Stadium, and yes, a lot of clouds, cloudy skies it looks throughout the evening. But evidently, we are looking at blue sky for most of a little chunk of the San Antonio area. I gotta say, pretty good on that. Yeah, for sure. We're going to be right back. Our pregame show has concluded, and we're about set to take you downstairs for the start of tonight's broadcast. I'm John Baker, and my partner Bob will be right back on the broadcast. Back here at the Wolf for Mission Spaceball right now, here on 104.9 KKYX, and here on YouTube Live. John Baker, take it away. Thank you, Bob. About ready to get set for the third of the 6-game set against Amarillo and the Flying Chanclas, your San Antonio Missions. Well, anyway, a mostly cloudy sky, a temperature at 101 degrees as Missions get ready to go here tonight. Gotta say, a lot of clouds here this evening as we get the leadoff batter to get going here for Amarillo here this evening. He'll get things started as he'll warm up toss. And we'll be getting ready to go. Well, the leadoff batter will be ready to go. Jagger Haynes is on the mound for San Antonio. What do we know about this guy here, Bob? He's got that 94-mile four-seam fastball. Better watch out because he'll strike you out silly. Well, the batter now is the shortstop. Manuel Pena leads it off for Amarillo. And we are about ready to get started. He's at .291. And we are underway. First pitch thrown for a ball. The count now 1-0. We are 7:07 here tonight. Wind up and the pitch. That one is fouled off. The count now at 1-1. Got Frisco at Corpus Christi, Springfield at Arkansas, Wichita at Midland, Amarillo at San Antonio, and Tulsa at Northwest Arkansas. Here's the 1-1. And that's going to be laced up to left field. That's a base hit, and that's going to get more danger on the bases. As that's not stopping. He's going for 3, and he's in there with a leadoff triple. Man, and that got him on the hit column real easily. Now they're 90 feet away from getting in the first run of this game. Yeah, I got to say, Bob, really crazy right there. We look at the instant replay. And boy, left fielder Albert Fabian and center fielder Joshua Mears tries to run it down, but can't catch up with it. And evidently pretty bad on that. Well, here is Tommy Troy. Troy coming in, averaging a .441 over a 500 opposition. He's had 15 home runs for Amarillo. That one is popped foul. The count now 0-2. We're trying to get out of this half inning without any runs coming in. The 0-2 delivery. Cold third strike. They got him. And that's a backwards K for Jagger Haynes. That'll bring in Jackson Feltner. So he comes in. He's ready to go. The windup and a pitch. Right there in the end for a strike. And it's the count now 0-1. No balls. 1 strike the count for Feltner as he comes in third in the order for Amarillo. That's a swing and miss. The count now 0-2. By golly, getting ugly when you go after them fastball for strikes, right, Bob? I got to say, John, you're right about that. It's not fun when you're chasing after those. No way in. Oh, I'm trying to think of my own words here, but no way in heck would you ever get fooled by a fastball. Yeah, that is for sure. Down there, and they don't get him. And Amarillo's is up on top. It's now 1-0 Sod Poodles. Well, that'll bring up Gino Groover, the RBI single that actually worked for the Sod Poodles. Came in to score. And a pitch. That one fouled off. The count now at 0-1. Join us tomorrow for the weekend, and we got weekend baseball till Sunday. Missions head to Frisco after that. Take on the Frisco Rough Riders in that 6-game set. And then after that, they're back home for the last homestand of 2025, taking on the Corpus Christi Hooks. There's a 1-1. That one's got high in the air, up to third base. Rojas right next to the base will take it himself. That's out number 2.
The right fielder, number 12, Gavin Conacello.
Well, the right fielder is Gavin Conacello as he comes in. Playing up in the right field for the Sod Poodles. Wind up and the pitch. That's down and inside the strike. And the count now at 0-1. Crowd still piling in on this Thursday evening. Taco Bell Value Night. And that's in for a strike. It's the count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Conacello, runner at first. 2 down. The 0-2 delivery. Swing and a miss. Got him. And that's the inning. So 1 run in across to score for Amarillo on 2 hits, no errors. And they leave 1. We head to the bottom of the first. San Antonio up to bat right after these commercial messages. About set to go for the bottom of the first inning for San Antonio right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Well, we're about ready to go. Avery Short will be the starting pitcher for Amarillo. What do we know about him? 4-seam slider, curveball, changeup, and a 2-seam fastball. He's got 94 on that fastball, John, and I got to say, he could do more damage with that. But everybody needs to stand on their toes and watch this guy because he can strike you out without looking. Thank you, Bob, on the intel on that. Leading off for San Antonio, the left fielder is Albert Fabian as he comes in. We'll take 1 down and in. 1 ball and no strikes. From the windup and the stretch. That one is high fly in the air up to straightaway center. And moving under it, the center fielder makes the play for the out. And there is 1 down. Romeo Sanabria is the catcher tonight for the Missions. As he comes in, is ready to go. Still no word on how Ethan Salas is doing, but note to self that he might be recovering and still is recovering after that series against Midland this year. But we have not gotten any new notes from him, but evidently he is still on the Padres roster. But knowing that he is out for the rest of the year, pretty sad to see him not continue. Well, that's a line drive. That is straightaway left field, and that's a base hit. Sanabria gets on base. Well, Joshua Mears, the center fielder, coming up now. We're ready to go, and that's going to be an inside strike. The count now 0-1. Sod Poodles 1, San Antonio 0 here in the bottom of the first inning. Missions will have their tying runner there at first base. And the windup and the pitch down and in is 1 ball, 1 strike. Well, evidently, Mother Nature was pretty good to send us some relief of the rain that we've had the past couple of days. Even though if we do get more rain, and that'd be an exceptional deal for post-game fireworks for Saturday evening. After the game, sit back, relax, and enjoy the best fireworks show, courtesy of our friends there, Dr. Pepper, also West Creek Trail Rides. That one is outside, the count now full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Sunday night game will be the last ever of these two ball clubs, Amarillo and San Antonio, for our road travel going to Frisco. That one right there. And there's 1, there's 2, and that ends 1 inning worth in the books. Well, we also will come back in September. Our last homestand against Corpus Christi. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on. We head now to the top of the second inning, and it's 1-0 Amarillo. Kevin Sim, Rojas, and Guzman will lead it off for the second inning for the Amarillo Sod Poodles. We'll be right back here in Texas League Baseball on a Thursday night. Top half of the second inning for Amarillo right now on the Mission Spaceball Network. Well, Kevin Sim, the next batter up for Amarillo, 6-7-8, due up against Jagger Hanks. That one right there, ground ball, straightaway short. DeVries will handle it. Castagnon gets it from him, and that's one away.
Anderson Rojas.
Well, that'll bring up Anderson Rojas. He's coming up now. Wind up and the pitch is an inside strike, and the count now at 0-1. Lloyd, come out to the ball game and have a good evening right there on us. That's line drive and foul, and the count now at 0-2. Want to bring the kids to the game tomorrow night? Well, you're in luck because there ain't no school on Saturday and Sunday. Well, Monday is getting going, and so far pretty good on that. Strikeout looking, and there's out number 2 for Anderson Rojas as he goes back to their bullpen. Alvin Guzman, the 8-hole batter, comes in. Swings and misses the nasty changeup, and the count now 0-1. Don't forget Labor Day's coming up, and that is about 2 weeks from today. Wind up in the pitch, and that's fouled off. The count now at 0-2. There's the 0-2. Called third strike. Got him. And there's a strikeout. Well, that half inning went by really quick. Not too shabby for Jagger Hanks. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on for Amarillo. We head now to the bottom half of the second inning. Sod Poodles in front, 1-0. about ready to lead off the bottom half of the second inning for the Missions right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Well, Marcos Castañon, the first baseman, strides up first. And he'll take a strike inside, and it's the count now at 0-1.
1-1.
That one is outside. The count now 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tying run, Castañon. That's right there. Line drive, and he knocks it down. And there's no throw to the shortstop.
Batting fifth, the right
So
fielder,
that means
number
it'll be a
7.
scores decision on a base hit. And that'll put the tying run up there. Right fielder Jacob Campbell coming up. Takes that one high and outside. 1 ball and no strikes. One ball, no strikes. Avery Short looking in. That one is fouled in the way. The count now 1-1. Said that the season is almost over, down to our final 4 weeks. San Antonio's remaining schedule goes up 3 against Amarillo, 6 against the Frisco Rough Riders next week. Corpus Christi and Springfield as well. That one right there, high in the air. That one is deep. Going back there, going, and hits the fence. Making the play on the warning track.
Batting sixth, the designated hitter. Goal.
And there is one down. Designated hitter Cole Roederer comes in. Not too bad that Ethan Salas will not be in the rest of this season due to Tommy John surgery. Well, evidently,
No ball. 1 strike.
enjoy the rest of your time being off there, Ethan. And that's going to be right there. That's crushed. And is it going? Is it going? It's gone! What a dinger! Designated hitter Cole Roederer puts that one out of reach. And San Antonio takes the lead. It's now 2-1. That right there was pretty cool. Yeah, I gotta say, John, it was. And tell you one thing, that was right in between the yellow foul pole on the scoreboard, which that was really neat. Third baseman, Gendry Rojas, coming in. As he takes the ball outside, it's the count now 1-0. San Antonio 2, Amarillo 1. Now the Sod Poodles trailing this game by just a 1.
Ball 2.
That one is down and outside. The count now 2-0. Boy, the great crowds are still piling in this stadium of ours. That one is fouled away. The count now at 2-1. Evidently, San Antonio is getting a brand new stadium. Over a lot of money for the downtown San Antonio metropolitan area to discuss the renovation plan. 3 balls and 1 strike. Now, evidently, they would have to get something going on that. Probably knock down a few buildings.
Batting eighth, the second baseman, Williams.
But evidently, 2028 should see the first season in a AA new stadium. Wolf Stadium has been a big part of San Antonio since 1988, which that was pretty good. San Antonio was a Padres affiliate for that long. I mean, evidently, if we go over and look, or, I don't know if they were a Padres affiliate way back then.
1 ball. 2 strikes.
But evidently, we'll look up the history of what they were. Now when the count now 2-2. Well, and let's see. 1933 to 1958, they belonged to the St. Louis Browns and the Baltimore Orioles. 1959 to 1962 was the Chicago Cubs. And right there, that was ball four. Take the base at first.
The shortstop, number 94.
1963 and 64 for 2 seasons went to the Houston Colt 45s. Leo Dallas DeVries coming in, takes a strike, and the count now 0-1. They went back to the Chicago Cubs are in 1968 through 1971. Milwaukee Brewers was 1972. The Cleveland Indians went 3 years, 1973 to 1975. San Antonio was affiliated to the Texas Rangers at one time, 1976 only. Los Angeles Dodgers, back in the year 1977 through 2000. That one is outside, the count now 2-2. San Diego Padres, 2007 to 2018. They ended affiliation and went to the Milwaukee Brewers for 2019 through 2020, which the 2020 season was postponed due to COVID. We are the San Diego Padres since 2021, starting a brand new era and chapter. First and second, here's the left fielder, Albert Fabian, will take that one in for a strike, and it's 0-1. Leo Dallas DeVries and William Cedeno on bases now. No balls and 2 strikes now, as that one was taken well and inside. And that's a swing and a miss. Throw down, and they got him. Easy play. But the designated hitter, Cole Roederer, does the damage here. 2 runs on 3 hits, no errors, and they leave 2 left on. Top of the 3rd inning. San Antonio leading this one 2-1. We're back here as Caleb Roberts, Pena, and Troy will lead it for the 3rd for Amarillo. Third inning set to go for Amarillo. Right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Caleb Roberts, the catcher, coming up now. 9-1-2 against Jagger Haynes. Third inning. Here from San Antonio, I'm John Baker, and alongside with me, my co-host and partner, Bob. Yeah, hey, everybody. Bob, enjoying the ball game tonight? Yeah, I sure am, John. That was a good one. Swing and a miss, and it's the count now 0-2. Yeah, he's got a nasty one there, Bob. That four-seam fastball, a slider, and a changeup will do perfectly on the combination of what he does give him. Yeah, right there. That four-seamer is a backwards K. And he gets his first man out. Roberts down on strikes. Here is Manuel Pena. 1-for-1 of the night. Hits that one high in the air up to left field. Fabian gets under it. And that is out number 2.
The batter, number 4.
Some people call him Fabian, but I would say that name just sounds a little bit too awkward. Tommy Troy coming in now. Wind up and the pitch. That is an inside strike. The count now at 0-1. Fabian would be a pretty good terminology of his last name. That one is fouled off, and it's the count now at 0-2. Could be a quick inning. No balls, 2 strikes, nobody on base with 2 away here in this half inning. That one's skied high in the air up to right field. Moving after it is Campbell. And there it goes, a 1-2-3 inning. No runs, hits, or errors for Amarillo in this half inning. And we had 3.5. San Antonio leads it 2-1. Well, we have Romeo Sanabria, Mears, and Castagnan. They'll lead it off for the bottom half of 3 when we come back. About ready to go for the bottom half of the third. Right now, the Mission Spaceball Network. Thank you, Bob. Romeo Sanabria will lead it off. Bottom of three. 2, 3, and 4 against Avery Short. Down and in, 1 ball and no strikes. Starting to see the hue of these clouds. A nice orange and blue mixed together on a summer evening. And that one is right there. The count now at 1-1. Don't forget 2026, San Antonio starts at Tulsa before their road home travel. Coming back to the Wolf to take on Corpus Christi. I do believe after that would take on Amarillo. There at beautiful Water-Rich Field in downtown Amarillo, the sod Poodles country. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Wind up and the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him. And that is out number 1.
Now batting, center fielder Joshua.
Well, actually, scratch that. We do not go to Amarillo. We head to Midland. I do apologize for the little confusion, but we will get that straight away. So 1 ball and no strikes. So April 2nd through the 4th, we're up in Tulsa. We're back home taking on Corpus Christi. And then after that 6-game set, we head to Midland for the first time around in 2026. We're back home to take on Amarillo. Starting April 21st through the 26th. And then we head back to Tulsa to wrap up the month of April. That is right there. Ground ball to short and to first. And that's a 1-2-3 half inning. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on base. We head to the 4th inning. Feltner, Groover, and Gonticello will lead it off for the 4th. And San Antonio leading this one 2-1. Back here for more Mission Spaceball on this Thursday night. Well, we're starting the fourth inning right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Jackson Filtner coming in as we lead off the top of the fourth for Amarillo. He hits that one straight away, and Fabian can't get there. That is going to be a base hit. It will go to a double. And the tying run is now at second base for the Sod Poodles. Man, and look at that beautiful sky. Can you believe how beautiful that is? On a baseball evening, how can you take so much for granted on a day like this? Gino Groover coming in, hits that one. And that's going to put runners at first and third now. Now Amarillo trying to get going. Gavin Conicello coming in now. You know, with only about 4.5 weeks left of the regular season. Kind of sad right there. That one is popped up and broken bat shrapnel everywhere.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Kevin.
We've had a pretty good crowd over the course of this season. Crowds have come in, enjoy the best fireworks shows. Cannot wait to do that in 2026. I feel like when we're here at the ballpark, we're like a big family and stuff. We've got family of supporters. We got a family of proud sponsors, like West Creek Trail Rides and the San Antonio Stock Show Rodeo. Horses, and, you know, we love horses out there at West Creek because they're a proud commodity of what this city is. The great state of Texas. That one's right there. The second for one. And that's in there, and that's the tying run coming in across the score. But evidently the runner gets forced out at first, and the second runner is safely at second. Anderson Rojas coming in. Hits that one out of play foul on an off-speed pitch. And the count now at 0-1. No balls, one strike. That one hit high in the air, up to left field. Fabian getting after it, makes the play. The damage could have been a whole lot worse if they couldn't stop that one. But a run in to score on 2 hits, no errors, 1 left for Amarillo. 4.5, we're tied 2-2. Campbell, Roederer, and Rojas will lead it off, bottom of 4, when we come back here. About ready to go for the bottom of the fourth. Right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Right fielder Jacob Campbell coming in as we lead off this half inning. 5, 6, and 7 due up against Avery Short. First pitch is in for a strike on Jacob Campbell, and it's 0-1 to him. Man, I got to say the clouds are just glowing an orange color. That one is high. That one is out of here. It is gone. A home run. Jacob Campbell. Straight away left field. How do you like that? Sidewalk souvenir. Home crowd going nuts. Boy, on a night like this, it is just pretty good when you come in and you just whack one out of the ballpark and now retake back the lead. San Antonio leading this one 3-2 after that home run. That's pretty good. We got some pretty good prospects, don't we, Bob? There we do. Jacob Campbell hits that one. And so far, I think he'll be the next Gold Glove winner. And yes, we will have the announcement tomorrow on R2. Evidently looking pretty good on high chances for the right fielder, Jacob Campbell. Third baseman also in the works. One ball, two strikes to the designated hitter. That one is fouled, and it's the count now at 1-2. Man, and that glowing orange from the clouds just makes it absolutely beautiful. The pitch right there, swung on, missed, throw down, and they got him.
Now batting.
So one quick out here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Yendry Rojas, potential third Gold Glove winner along with right fielder Jacob Campbell. That one hit right there. First base, taken out number 2.
Now batting, second baseman, Nerwillian.
Well, Nerwillian Cedeno coming in now. He was a walk in the second inning. He's coming in. San Antonio 3, Amarillo 2, bottom of 4. Nobody on, half inning. That one is a swung on and missed. The count now, 0-1. Absolutely loved all the fans here this year, and so far I'm just super excited about what we have next year. Start up in Tulsa for a 3-game set. Have that Sunday and Monday being off. Coming home, taking on Corpus Christi for a leadoff 6. Then after that, go to Midland for that one. And so far, 6-game set against the Rockhounds. And I said we don't take on Midland for the remainder of this year, but Amarillo, Frisco, Corpus Christi, and Springfield are the last opponents of this 2025 year. Well, we have 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on for San Antonio. We head to the top of the 5th inning. San Antonio leading this one 3-2. Top half of the fifth inning for Amarillo right now, the Missions Baseball Network. All right, top of the fifth as we go. Thank you, Bob. Alvin Guzman, ready to go. Wind up and the pitch. And is right inside for a strike. It's the count now at 0-1. Welcome back to Missions Baseball on this beautiful Thursday night. A lot of clouds, sun setting. Got an orange hue at the ballpark, so come out and see the sky glowing orange color, which that's pretty nice. No balls and 2 strikes to Guzman. Pretty nice one as well. Here's the 0-2 delivery. Fouled off, and he'll see another. Don't forget, if you want to make some pretty good money, download Atlas Earth. Pretty good game. Already close to $8 on that. What do you do on that game? Well, you own land parcels. Pretty much, I can own all of Wolf Stadium if I wanted to, but evidently have about close to 100 parcels nearly. Wow. And you can make a few happy dollars in your pocket, right, John? Yep. Here's Caleb Roberts, the catcher. The last previous batter was a strikeout. Roberts, 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the pitch. That one's going to be lofted high in the air. Not a play foul. The count now at 1-1. San Antonio up by a run, 3-2 here tonight. That one is high in the air. Right fielder Campbell runs it down and makes the outcome for the second one at most. Well, that'll bring up Manuel Pena. 1 for 2, a triple last time up. Great crowd we have here tonight. We'll rally up your totals at the top of the 8th inning. Right there, high fly in the air. Fabian will make the play, and that will be just a beautiful one as we head to the bottom half of the 5th. Leo Dallas DeVries, Fabian, and Sanabria will get things going for the bottom half of the 5th when we come back. Now set to go for the bottom of the 5th right now, the San Antonio Missions Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. And before we get set, let's honor our troopers here tonight as we say stand up and we salute those that serve our great and wonderful nation and those that keep our nation free. So if you are a service member, please rise up and be recognized because you are one of the best of the best and you serve this nation really good. Well, bottom half of the 5th inning, and before we get started on that, let's go ahead and give you scores. Bottom half of the 4th inning, Corpus Christi leading Frisco 4-2. Top of the 7th inning, Springfield and Arkansas scoreless through all them innings. Midland leading Wichita 8-1 in the bottom of 4. San Antonio leading this game 3-2 against Amarillo. And Tulsa leading Northwest Arkansas 4-0. Leo Dallas DeVries coming in as we get set for the last half of this inning. Bottom of the 5th we go. That one is a strike in the inside corner, and it's a count now 0-1. That one is driven up nicely. Up to left field makes the play. And there is the out. Albert Fabian coming in as he leads off the batting order again. 0 for 2, strikeout and a flyout last time up. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be right there. Line drive, base hit. And San Antonio's got another potential base runner. Evidently pretty cool on that one. Yeah, for sure. Romeo Sanabria coming up now. Runner at first, one away. The 1-run ball game. Swing and a miss. The count now at 0-1. Well, and I got to say, that must be a pretty good game there in Midland. Beautiful Franco Park. Evidently, probably the Rockhounds have hit a grand slam at one time. Well, possibly 2 grand slams. You know, Avery Short had a little talk with home plate umpire Jeff Andrews to see why he didn't get that pitch called, but evidently you don't argue balls and strikes. So 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. A lot of clouds this evening. Cloudy skies going into the latter part of the evening. And Sanabria swings and misses. And that is out number 2. Joshua Mears coming up now. He's 0 for 2 of tonight. Here's the pitch. That one is a high popper right there. Right to the first base area, and that will pretty much do for the half inning. It's over. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on for San Antonio. We head to the 6th inning. Troy Feltner and Groover will lead it off when we come back here in this one. So San Antonio leading 3-2 here in this ball game. Well, we're about ready to go for the 6th inning here for the Sod Poodles. And leading it off is Tommy Troy. Well, Bob, go ahead and get going on that. And so far, we'll get going. Thank you, John. Tommy Troy coming in. Hits that one high in the air. Fabian going after it. Cannot get there. And that is the count now, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. That one outside. 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's the 1-1. And that's a slider inside. The count now 1-2. I don't think he liked that off-speed pitch so much. What do you think there, Bob? Well, I don't know, John. I think he didn't like that one bit. 1-2 the count. That one driven up nicely, deep to left field, and that one you can say goodbye to it because it's a long haul. It's gone. Home run by Tommy Troy as he puts that one out of reach. And now we're tied up again. That's like the 3rd time we are tied in this ball game. Yeah, John, it really is. Boy, Amarillo coming in pretty good here tonight. So far just blistering that fastball out of play. 382 foot with a exit velocity of 98.5. Which that was pretty amazing when he hit that one out of here. Yep. Here's the next batter up. And that is Jackson Feltner. Boy, gets a base hit right there. So a no-out single.
The batter, the third baseman, Gino.
Boy, it could be anybody's ball game tonight. We are tied 3-3 here in the 6th inning. And that'll bring up Gino Groover as he comes in as 1-for-2 single here tonight. Getting something going, is ready to go. Wind up in the pitch by Haynes, and that's an outside ball, and the count now 1-0 to him. 1 ball, no strikes. Swing and a missed changeup gets him off stride.
1 strike.
And the count now at 1-1. Well, I tell you one thing, John, if San Antonio loses this one, pretty much Frisco, if they win against Corpus Christi, then they'll be 3.5 games trailing San Antonio. Yep, I gotta say, Bob, they are not far behind from the Missions. Yeah, I gotta say, Amarillo closing in behind Frisco. They are about 3 to 4.5 games back against the Frisco Rough Riders. And that one right there is fouled off. The count now 2-2. That one fouled off. Midland in 4th place, Corpus Christi down in last place, 41-75 of the year. That one right there, Castagnon, DeVries, they get them both. Taco Bell double play. 3-6-3, what a beautiful play. And that gets both of those prospects in the Diamondbacks organization. I gotta say, that's a beautiful 3-6-3 double play, and everybody tonight gets a courtesy coupon by Taco Bell. Gavin Conicello coming in, and he's gonna hit that one right there to left fielder Fabian, and that's a base hit. So far, pretty good on that.
Kevin.
I gotta say, Bob, absolutely right. That'll bring up the next batter, Kevin Sim. And that's an inside strike, and it's the count now 0-1. You know, Sim, he was 2 groundouts and RBI and is 0-for-2 here tonight, John. Yeah, he sure was. Through the entire ball game, he has been everywhere. And right there, called strike, and the count now 0-2. Well, that hue going away, John, from the clouds. And evidently going to be a cloudy night for a Friday. Now and right there, Cedeno gets it. Throw down to Castagnon. And with that, the side is retired. But 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. And we hit through the bottom half of the 6th inning. And again, tied at 3-3. We'll have a new reliever coming up, and so far this game is tied 3. against both sides, and we'll be right back for the bottom of the 6th. All set to go for the bottom half of the 6th inning. Right now, the Missions Baseball Network. Well, a right-hander, Mitchell Stumpo coming in now. It's a 4-seam slider, 2-seam, and a sweeper. We'll get things going in relief for Amarillo. Stumpo now pitching for the Sod Poodles.
San Antonio, the first baseman, Marco.
The first baseman, Marcos Castañon, coming in now. Bob, take it away. Thank you, John. And the first baseman comes in and hits that one out of play, and the count now at 0-1. Beautiful night right there, John. Yeah, for sure. We're starting to see a full moon here tonight. A lot of clouds in the way, but evidently it will be a cloudy night tonight. Will Mabry, Logan Clayton coming in, lefty and a righty warming up in the Sod Poodles bullpen. Here's the pitch. And that one is going to be drilled. Is that going to get out of here? I think it is. It's gone. And Marcos Castañon gets his first one. Man, it's like home run derby out here, right, Bob? Yeah, I gotta say, John, absolutely right. Boy, and he really nailed that one right there. First pitch he saw, it was gone. Yeah, I gotta say, that was pretty wicked on what he did, but evidently pretty cool. Well, Castagnon had 109 on the exit velocity. That's a fastball right there. Well, the next batter up is Jacob Campbell as he comes in and takes a strike. He was a solo home run in the fourth inning, is 1 for 2. And which that was pretty good as well, John. Yeah, it sure was. No balls and 1 strike. And it's ready to go. Wind up in the pitch, and that's going to be high fly in the air up to center field, and that will drop for the first out here in this half inning.
Now batting, the designated hitter, Cole.
Well, Cole Roederer coming in, and we believe early head on he was the 2-run home run. Or should I say he was the 2-run home run right there, John. During the bottom half of the second inning, getting something going. That one high in the air up to left field, and the left fielder moves after it, makes the play, and there's out number 2. Well, that'll bring up Yendry Rojas as he comes in. He's 0 for 2 in the line out and a ground out. Oh, evidently for the 6-hole batter, that was pretty rough around the edges. Yeah, I got to say, John, yeah, you're right about that. That one high, and boy, Rojas thought that was going to be a perfectly good base hit, but instead, third baseman catches that one for the out. Well, a run in to score, and now San Antonio, for the 4th time around, unties a ball game. And now the Mission's up 4-3. We head to the 7th. San Antonio leads it 4-3. As Anderson, Rojas, Guzman, and Roberts will get things going here for us for the 7th inning. Now set to go for the Sod Poodles, top of the 7th inning from the Missions Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. Anderson Rojas coming in now. 7-8-9 due up against Jagger Haynes, who will start his 7th inning of work, and that is fouled in the way, and it's the count now, 0-1. Our proud sponsors, West Creek Trail Rides, watching this ball game tonight. Howdy doody. It's right there, the count now, 0-2. San Antonio Stock Show Rodeo has us dialed in, and if you are getting ready for the rodeo season to come in February 2026, which that's pretty good. Just love the wild broncs, when they get into the arena. And all knowingly pretty good. That one hit the third. Straight away, Rojas will give it to Castañon, and that will be out number 1.
Now batting, the center fielder.
Game going pretty good and nicely, but San Antonio just up a 1-run lead against Amarillo tonight. Sod Poodles try to get it tied again, evidently for a 4th time in a row. Wind up and the pitch. That's going to be right there, fouled off. And the count now at 0-2. San Antonio will have some warm-ups there from relievers coming in the bullpen. That one hit right to Rojas again. Throw down to first to Castañon, and there are 2 complete outs.
Now batting, catcher Caleb Roberts.
Caleb Roberts coming in now as he's 0 for 2, a strikeout and a lineout. 7th inning stretch straight ahead after this half inning is through. Slider is outside. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Friday night baseball tomorrow evening. Flying Chocolates, $2 Dr. Pepper Day. Saturday night at 7:05 and Sunday night at 7:05 as well. Missions will head to Frisco after this homestand. 1-1 the count, and that's right there. Line drive center field. That's a base hit up the middle. 6 games left in Frisco, then coming back home taking on Corpus Christi. And then we close out the regular season with 6 in Springfield. Manuel Pena coming in now. Wind up and the pitch. That is chopped foul, and it's 0-1. So far, this pretty good. Evidently, Springfield being up there a bunch. They have really got something going, and that's going to be line drive, and that's a base hit straight away. And here we go again. It is tie ball game once again. An RBI double by Manuel Pena will get the Sod Poodles tied up against San Antonio in the top half of the 7th inning. I got to say, it's a foot race, right, Bob?
Yeah, it's both teams running for the finish line, and boy, I tell you one thing, it could be anybody's ball game tonight. I mean, that just depends where they go.
For sure. Manager coming out here to the mound, and we're going to see a pitching change for this starter getting out of here. He's had 7 2/3 innings here tonight for San Antonio, and got to say for Jagger Haynes, it is done for him here tonight. Austin Davis getting the ball from the manager as he knows ERA of 9. .294 over a .125 was pretty good. Davis now coming in for San Antonio in the mound. It's West Creek starting. West Creek relief pitcher coming in. Tommy Troy is 1 for 3, a home run, RBI, and a run. Wind up and the pitch. Ooh, nasty. That was a swing and a miss on the four-seam fastball. And the count now at 1-1. Wind up and the pitch. That one hit high in the air, fouled off.
And the count now at 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Troy. And a pitch. That one, ground ball, hit to Cedeno, second baseman. Throws down the first baseman, Castañon. And with that, the side is retired. Well, we go now to the bottom half of the 7th inning, and it's take me out to the ball game. And we are deadlocked at 4-4. So enjoy the 7th inning stretch. We'll be back for the bottom of 7 straight ahead. And we'll have a left-hander coming in for the Sod Poodles when we come back.
Well, we're back at the ballpark to give you the bottom half of the seventh inning. Right now for San Antonio, the Mission's Baseball Network. Thank you, Bob. And a left-hander, Will Mabry, will come in to pitch in relief. A West Creek pitching change here for the Sod Poodles. It's a four-seam fastball, curveball, slider, and a changeup at 94 on the four-seamer. Boy, you better watch out.
The second baseman.
Now, William Cedeno will be the leadoff batter as he leads it. The bottom half of the seventh inning. Wind up and the pitch right there, swing and miss. The count now at 0-1. Boy, tell you one thing pretty good, if San Antonio could get this game untied for a fifth time this evening. I guess 5 times a charm. Yeah, you for sure won that there, John. And right there, swung on and missed. Catcher gets him, throws down to first. And that is out number 1.
Now batting, number 94.
Well, that'll bring up Leo Dallas DeVries. He was a hit by pitch last time up. Wind up and the pitch. That one fouled in the way. The count now at 0-1. No balls. 1 strike, and that's going to be lifted high in the air. Up to center field near the warning track. Now make the play. There's out number 2.
Fielder, number 30, Albert Fabian.
Albert Fabian coming in is 1 for 3 single. So far, just a beautiful night. Don't forget our sneak preview of our new series, Pecan Night at 6:30, right here to Jay Baker Vlogs. That one high in the air, and that's going to be right there. Line drive up to right center field. That's a base hit. Well, the tie-breaking run is Fabian.
Now batting, the catcher, Romeo.
And that'll bring up Romeo Sanabria as he comes in. Sanabria catching tonight for San Antonio. That's down an in slider, and the count now 1-0. Midland leading Wichita 9-1. Top of the 7th inning. Finally starting to see some scores going in. Bottom half of the 8th. There in All-American Ballpark in North Little Rock, Arkansas. The Travelers trailing that game. Springfield in charge by 1-0. That's a swing and a miss. The count now at 1-2. Corpus Christi leading 4-2 against the Frisco Rough Riders there at Bayfront Park in Corpus Christi. And that's going to be right there. Line drive. That's a base hit. And he is out, trying to stretch it to 2. And boy, that is a hit erased. So no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on. And we head to the top half of the 8th inning. And it's still a tight ball game at 4-4. 8th inning coming up. Jackson, Feltner, Groover, and Conocello will lead it for the 8th inning here tonight for Amarillo. Top half of the eighth inning for Amarillo right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Jackson Feltner coming in as we lead off the eighth inning. 3-4-5 due up against the reliever Austin Davis. We'll take that one inside. The count now at 1-0. 2 for 3, a double, single, RBI, and a run. Coming up now for the Sod Poodles. And that's a swing and a miss. The count now at 1-1. Boy, Amarillo trying to win this one on the road. That one is a high pop-up right behind the backstop. Sanabria getting after that, and he'll catch that in front of all the fans. And there's one down. Gino Groover is 1 for 3, a single. So far, pretty good on this one. Wind up and the pitch. That one is driven up nicely. Fabian hits the wall. Ouch. And he caught that one, putting his back to the wall. And they're 2 down. What a great play right there by left fielder Albert Fabian. Gavin Conicello coming in now as he comes, takes a strike inside. It's the count now, 0-1. 1 for 3 single last time up. 8:55 on this night. That one is fouled off. The count now at 0-2. No balls. 2 strikes. The count now. 2 outs. Nobody on. And that is fouled off. And a souvenir for a fan out there in left field. No balls. 2 strikes. Again, swung on and missed. Got him. And that will pretty much do for a strikeout. No runs, hits, or errors. Nobody left on for Amarillo. 8.5 coming up. And we are deadlocked at 4. We'll have a new starting reliever coming up. And so far, that'll be the West Creek Trail Rides relief starter coming up. And we'll be right back. Bounce out to go for the bottom half of the 8th inning right now on the Mission Spaceball Network. Logan Clayton being the West Creek reliever for the starting of the next relief pitcher on the mound for Amarillo. 95 on the 4-seam fastball slider, changeup, and a 2-seam fastball. Clayton now pitching for Amarillo. Well, leading off the bottom half of the 8th inning, center fielder Joshua Mears. Swings and misses after that one. And the count now at 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. 5th time's a charm trying to untie the ball game. That one fouled in the way, and the count now at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. And that one driven up nicely. That is deep. High in the air, up to the warning track. But a few more inches could have been out of here.
Now batting, the first baseman, Marco Castanon.
And Marcos Castanon coming in 2 for 3. He has had a few homers here in this ball game. And that's going to be right to the shortstop area to first. There's a ground ball, and that's out number 2. Well, Jacob Campbell is 1 for 3, solo shot in the 4th inning. 4-4 ball game, bottom half of the 8th inning. 2 teams trying to win this one here tonight. That one's driven up nicely, deep to center. And that will get off to the warning track. Makes a play, and that's the inning. No runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on for San Antonio. We head to the 9th, straight ahead. Sam Rojas and Guzman will lead it off, top of 9. San Antonio could try to come back and win this one if they hold off the deficit and get 3 outs to do a walk-off home run. We'll see what happens. Top of the ninth inning for Amarillo right now on the Missions Baseball Network. Kevin Sim will lead it off here in the ninth inning. 6-7-8 due up against Austin Davis. Tied ball game 4-4 as we enter into our last inning of play here tonight. Driven up out of play, foul, and it's a count now 0-1. Game 4 tomorrow night starting at 7:05 after the sneak peek of the series premiere of Picani. Coming up nicely. That is driven up nicely. That is high in the air up to center. Joshua Mears making the play in shallow right field for the out, and there's one down.
Now batting, left fielder Anderson Rojas.
Anderson Rojas coming in is 0 for 3, a strikeout and a flyout. Coming up pretty nicely for the Sod Poodles. That is right there. The count now 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, and a pitch.
Ball 1.
And that is right there, ball 1.
1 strike.
Tulsa leading the Northwest Arkansas Naturals 5-0. Wow. Midland leading Wichita 9-3. Springfield and Arkansas tied at 1.
1-2.
Corpus Christi 4-2 against the Frisco Rough Riders. And here in San Antonio, 4-4 against Amarillo. 1-2. Fouled off, and we'll see another one. Boy, just a pretty good night thus far with cloud cover. Just a beautiful night, even though we do see the moon here and there. One fouled in the way. The count now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the 1-2. And that's going to be a ground ball. Cedeno intercepts right there. Castagnon gets it. And they're 2 down.
Number 13, Alvin Guzman.
Alvin Guzman will be the last man up for the Amarillo Sod Poodles. Is 0 for 3 of the night. Wind up in the pitch. It's right there in the end for a strike. And the count now at 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. And that's an inside strike. The count now 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes to count. Here's the pitch. That one driven up nicely. Up to center field. And that will be a base hit. Guzman keeps the inning alive. Caleb Roberts coming in is 1 for 3.
No ball.
As he
1
swings
strike.
and misses, and the count now at 0-1. 1 for 3 single and a run. Coming in for the Sod Poodles here tonight. Here's the 0-1. And that's a swing and a miss. The count now 0-2. And down to the final strike of this half inning. Here's the 0-2. And hits that one out of play. Still going at it. Here's the 0-2 one more time. Still hanging on. No ball, do it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on for Amarillo. Bottom half of the 9th inning. And it's San Antonio's turn to get this one going. Rotary Rojas and Cedeno will lead it here in the bottom of the 9th inning. We'll have a new reliever coming up for Amarillo when we come back here. And we are deadlocked at 4-4, Amarillo and San Antonio here in this game. Bottom half of the ninth inning for San Antonio right now on the Missions Baseball Network.
Pitching.
Well, Kyle Buckus is getting called up for the West Creek Trail Rides relief pitching change. Buckus now pitching for Amarillo. Leading off the bottom of the ninth inning, center designated hitter is Cole Roederer. Was going to call him a center fielder, but I'd be stupid to even say that. No, don't call yourself that there, John. You're not stupid. Well, thank you, Bob. No balls, one strike to the leadoff batter here in the bottom of the ninth. Cole Roederer, 1 for 3. Wind up and the pitch. That one's going to be lofted high in the air. And that's going to get right to the wall. Boy, that would have been a home run. But a walk-off.
Now batting, the third baseman, Yendry Rojas.
But here is Yendry Rojas as he comes in. Rojas ready to go is 0 for 3 of the ninth. And hits that one with foul. And the count now 0-1. No balls. 1 strike the count now to the 7-hole batter Rojas. And that's going to be hit. Intercepted to second base. Throw down to first. And that's out number 2.
Now batting, the second
Could see extra innings here tonight. One more out before we see all that. William Cedeno coming in now. Hopefully the last chance to get a home run here. Yeah, hopefully so there, John. Oh boy, and that is skied high in the air up to center field. And that's the inning. Well, no runs, hits, or errors, and nobody left on, so that means extra innings there, partner. Got to cancel those dinner reservations. And we're headed on to the 10th. Pena, Troy, and Feltner will get things going. Well, we got extra innings, and starting off as second is Caleb Roberts. Manuel Pena will lead it off here for Amarillo when we come back. Well, we're now going into extra innings here in the San Antonio Missions Baseball Club. And we're off to the 10th inning. John, take it away. Well, Manuel Pena coming in now. Runner as second as Caleb Roberts, number 7. Being up for the Sod Poodles. That one hit high in the air and out of play. The count now at 0-1. Missions trying to get to the bottom half of the 10th inning to win. And that is fouled off. The count now 0-2. Would never think that on a Thursday night we would be in extra innings, but we are. Called third strike. Got him down. Pena gets that backwards K here in the
Top of the 10th inning. One away here is shortstop Tommy Troy. And looking in. And they throw to second, trying to get him. No dice there. He gets back safely. Here's the pitch. That's inside for a strike, and it's the count now at 0-1. Davis now at 32 pitches here in this one. Hits that one high in the air up to center field. Joshua Mears waits for it. Makes the play, and there's out number 2. 2 wasted opportunities to get that runner from second to home. But there could be a chance for them here. Jackson Feltner, 2 for 4, double, single, RBI, and a run. Get something going for Amarillo. Pitch is in for a cold strike, and it's the count now 0-1. Down to their final chance here tonight as San Antonio tries to walk it off in the bottom half of the 10th inning. Here's the 0-1. Down to a high pop-up right there. Rojas getting in foul grounds, makes the play, and that's an inning over. No runs, hits, or errors, and 1 left on second base. That was Caleb Roberts. And we're going now to the bottom of the 10th. And DeVries, Fabian, and Sanabria will lead it off. Norwelli and Cedeno will be out there to run there at second. And he is the winning run if San Antonio could get something going. Bottom of the 10th, we're tied 4-4. Bounce set to go for the bottom half of the 10th inning right now on the Mission's Baseball Network. Leo Dallas DeVries is coming in. Norwelli and Cedeno being the runner there at second, winning run. That one is fouled off, and it's the count now at 0-1. Runner at second, winning run. Norwelli and Cedeno. Oh dear. And what was that all about? I don't know. Oh goodness. Yup. What the heck? Our stuff is going off.
Ball inside.
Bob, did you check the batteries on those? Oh yeah. Oh no, I left my muffins burning in the microwave. Dadgummit, Bob. I got you there, didn't I, Johnny boy? Yeah, you sure did.
The left fielder, number 30.
Boy, when you said that, the smoke detectors were going off. That was kind of funny. Oh, man. You got me there, big time. You got me. Well, one out. Runner at second base, still hanging on. 2 more outs. We could have an 11th inning on our hands. Well, sure hope not. It's getting late, and kids got school tomorrow.
That's foul.
Well, don't know if they would stick around for this late in the game here tonight. 1-1. Here's the pitch. And that's going to be right there, line drive, and that's going to get through, and it's going to bounce, and that's going to be a walk-off, and San Antonio takes it. Boy, what a night. Win number 66. By golly, that was pretty good right there, Bob. Yeah, I gotta say, John, it really was. You know, San Antonio and Amarillo being the first 2 teams done here tonight. And evidently that was a good ball game, let me tell you. Flying Chanclas win it on the walk-off. And it's 66-50 for San Antonio, still first place. So that only means Amarillo picks up their 57th loss of the season. And boy, extra innings come and go, and our final 5-4. Winner on the mound, Austin Davis gets it tonight. Kyle Buckus is the loss. Well, for a Thursday night, we sure had fun, and gotta say, it was a pretty good night. I don't know why the smoke alarms are going off in the building, but I guess they're doing a little test on them just to make sure they are working. And Bob, I hope you didn't leave your muffins burning in the oven. Oh, no. Yeah, I'd be sounding like Tim Allen nearly. Oh, no. Well, it's a pretty good walk-off for San Antonio. Say, what a night it's been. And a lot of fans go home happy on this evening. Well, anyway, let's go ahead and give your runs, hits, and errors first for the victorious San Antonio Missions. Oh, goodness, Bob, but what are you doing?
Something just popped up on the computer. Okay, well, remember, we are still live on the air and broadcasting. But anyway, let's go ahead and give your runs, hits, and errors first for the victorious San Antonio Missions. 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors. And for Amarillo, 4-9-0. Kyle Buckus gets the loss. Marcos Castañon, 2 for 4, a home run RBI. And he is tonight's top player of the game for the Missions. Austin Davis is the winner on the mound for San Antonio, and gotta say that was pretty good right there. Well, anyway, hope everybody has a great night, and so far Game 4. Tomorrow evening, join us for Friday Night Baseball. Sit back, relax, and unwind after a long work week, because we're bringing you baseball like nothing else. Anyway, we will see y'all back tomorrow evening. And gotta say, a good night for the Missions here. And we are back for another Flying Chocolates night tomorrow. And so far, hope everybody had fun, because we sure did. Well, anyway, we'll see you guys back tomorrow. Our final score one more time. The San Antonio Missions 5, Amarillo 4, after a walk-off home run, which that was pretty good. Well, this will do it for our broadcast. Thank y'all so much for a great night. And to our fans that came on YouTube live chat as well, thank y'all so much for having a night with us. It was fun. Well, drive home safe. And this has been our proud broadcast of Texas League Baseball.